Alright guys, so I decided to record a live reaction to the episode. I'm gonna pretty much just watch the episode and see how I react to what's going down. So, hope you guys enjoy, and I guess let me start up the episode. Alright, so pretty much starting off with prior moments from the last episode and whatnot. Eren is doing the Dante from Devil May Cry. Oh, I got the stick in my chest! Oh man, this scene is so fucking sick. It looks like Berserk or something. It's just freaking crazy. And then that art style right there, that face that he made. Put him up. Put him up. Put him up. Put him up. Ooh. I love that stance. She wasn't showing off martial arts. She was ready to fucking whip your ass. Oh! Oh! Yo! Oh! Fucking throw her! Yo! A wrestling match with the city being the arena. Ooh. God damn. The hatred in that. It feels like there's hatred. I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting goosebumps already. God damn, he's, I think, lost all sanity at this moment. All it is just gotta kill her, gotta kill her. And what's up with all those little, like, stripes around him or something? Is that when you, like, lose your sanity, or... Oh! Yo! Damn! Fucking hell! Yo! Oh! Craziness. Attack on Titan episode 25. Wow. So Attack on Titan episode 25. We reached the finale. Hopefully the end of season 1 and not the series. So going into this episode, to be honest with you, it was packed with action, but it didn't go over the top with action as I thought they would, because I thought that they were really going to just, you know, go crazy. And while it was still, the action that they did have was very intense and everything, it felt as though towards the end they wanted to give it more of a calm before the storm type of pace. And to be honest with you, the way the episode ended and the way the anime ended, it didn't feel like it was completely grasping at like, yo, there's going to be a season 2. But it definitely left with a lot of questions, and the very ending of the episode, by the way, you gotta watch the whole thing, because literally the last couple seconds of the episode is a huge revelation. Now, for starters, with that whole revelation just of itself, let's just talk about that real quick of what we saw. Pretty much a Titan looking outside the wall. Now, that was changed. In the manga, events of the way they did that was different. So I don't know if this is just that they were closing down any opportunity of it continuing, or was that just like a little hint at there being a season 2 possibly? Like, hey, more unanswered questions. And to be honest with you, I don't have like a gripe with it, because it's like, at the end of the day, the anime is its own thing. It makes me feel a little bit uneasy as far as a possibility of there being, you know, more, because they did change that event again. And I guess it doesn't really like disrupt completely how things go. I mean, they could still, if they wanted to just slightly change that and continue on, they could, because the way the revelation is, it's at daytime, and it's just a bit different the way the revelation is with the Titan looking through the wall and whatnot. But definitely a great way to end it. Like, they wanted to be suspenseful with it, they did an amazing job. Now, the fights, they went over the top, brutal. The amount of fights we did got pretty much with just Eren and Annie going throughout the city. And it was real interesting how they hinted at Titans after a certain point losing their sanity. And I wonder exactly what were they trying to display when they had all the, like, Eren's body glowing and whatnot. Definitely felt as though they were trying to go more into, like, okay, there's so much more to these Titan bodies and whatnot than meets the eye. And he just totally lost it for a minute. And I think that was just showing that if you lose yourself, you will lose yourself within the Titans. I think that's what they were trying to display. And there was also a lot of diving into, in the middle of a fight, I love how Eren is like beating the dog shit out of Annie. And then we're seeing into her past with her father. And it seems as though, I don't know if he was abusive, if he like just worked her hard or something, because he was like apologizing. And it also was hinting at some other stuff. And I think that this episode, if anything, it just built up more suspense. And it's just like, they have to do a season 2, because it built up suspense. That's pretty much what this episode did. It gave you amazing action, and it built up suspense. But it's like, if this is the final episode, then why would it build up more suspense? So definitely, it was hinting more at Annie's past. Something about returning. Where is she returning to is another big question with this episode. And I definitely say one of the highlights of the episode, just as a personal opinion of mine, was Mikasa going up against Annie, like, bitch, you ain't going nowhere, and just slicing her up. It was totally giving revenge to the character, and that was just dues, because, like, you know, they've had this little struggle at the same time. It was on many different levels, their struggle, Mikasa and Annie. On one half, it's Mikasa looking at her as a potential rival, love rival for Eren's affection. On the other half, it's that she's a Titan, against humanity. She's a traitor. So it was on many different levels, and that just gave redemption to the character. So I really like how it was displayed in overall. And I think the way they handled this episode, they didn't want to go too much into the just straight up action route. They wanted to leave some, I guess, mystery and just end off on a kind of quiet note. And they definitely succeeded with that as well. The problem with the episode, I definitely say, and I don't know if I would call it a problem or whatnot, is that it feels as though they just deviated from the manga a bit to the point where it's like, are they going to just completely ignore the final event where the crack on the wall and you see a Titan, when in the manga, I guess it's not really a spoiler because they kind of just like threw it out the window, but in the manga it's that it happens during daytime and Mikasa is the one that reveals that. So it's like, did they switch it up intentionally to end all possibilities, or are they just going to ignore that, or is that just like a tease and that actually didn't really happen and they're going to reveal it later? So they definitely deviated away from the manga, which is a shame in a way in certain circumstances, because like while it was amazing on its own, it definitely once again just further shoots down kind of possibilities of continuing on. So I think they did a good job on a cinematic aspect. I wish they would have stuck more closely to the manga with those events, but overall it was still a great ending if there's more, because it was like the whole point of this episode felt like to build even further suspense, to build for things later on. But if there is no later on, then it kind of just makes you seem like, well, there's so many questions. So I'm going to give it, as far as like just as an episode, as a whole episode, not considering whether or not there will be a next episode or whether or not there will be a next season, because it's an episode review, not a series review. So I'm going to say this episode was 9 out of 10. I felt it was a great episode. It definitely didn't have the same impact, I feel as though, with some of the other episodes, and I think that's mainly because Titan, just the way they handled the ending and just changing events around, it was still great, and overall still, great ending and whatnot, but it's just a weird feeling knowing what I know of how things were handled in the manga and them changing things up. Overall, just fantastic way they did, some of the battle is just like, you could totally see the rage and just hinting at Annie's past and whatnot, the tears coming down her face, what was up with that. Just a crazy episode, mindfuck episode. Animation, at times, it didn't feel like, it was consistent. That's another, I guess, small gripe with the episode, but overall, Attack on Titan for the motherfucking win. This episode was just like, it was a great episode and definitely took a different tone than I thought it would have. But what do you guys think? I guess, end of my review, it was a great episode. It had a couple of here or there things that I wish didn't happen as far as changing events and whatnot. But great episode, a lot of hinting, a lot of suspense building. Do you think there will be a season 2 based on this? Manga readers, anime-only viewers, do you think there will be a season 2 overall? Everyone across the board, what do you guys think? I'm hoping that they do a season 2, but I'm hoping that they also implement the way it's supposed to be at the same time, or at least cover some things up, because if not, then as of right now, it just feels as though they deviated a bit, so that if they wanted to end here, they could. But we'll see what happens. Again, 9 out of 10, great way to end the series, and I'm just excited to see where it goes from here, if there will be another season or not. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up for Attack on Titan. It's been one hell of a ride, and pretty much almost every episode has been anywhere from very good to great for the most part, and it's just been one hell of a ride. So for Attack on Titan, I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. Attack on Titan for the motherfucking win.